So I'm a lawyer who failed 8 classes when I was a law student, and I will admit that those failures were incredibly hard to overcome, especially from someone who is scared of making mistakes, who is scared of failing. Because I did have that mindset for the longest time that failure is final. So maybe you have failed a class, or you have been getting grades or marks that you are disappointed with. I'm going to tell you 3 things that you need to know to reassure you that it's not going to completely screw up your career path. This is whether or not you decide you end up becoming a lawyer. The first thing is that whatever grades that you get in law school, and actually in general, whatever grades you get at university, they become irrelevant the moment you enter the workforce. What I mean by this is, now that I'm a lawyer, all the grades that I've had, like, it's behind me now. I mean, besides me just talking about it and sharing how I overcome it and, all that. But in the workplace, like, we don't talk about our grades. I do my work, I learn, I grow, I develop my skills, I improve my work quality. I don't think about the grades that I got in law school because honestly, it's irrelevant now. Second, the things that you need to be a good lawyer, or even working in a law firm in general, like paralegal, legal assistant, law clerk, they come from your work experience. When you keep on practicing those skills, when you actually apply those skills during your training, it comes from that. It doesn't come from your grades in law school. And I'm not saying that law school grades aren't important, that you shouldn't, hold any importance to your grades. Like, that's not true. But you have to remember that you become a good employee, you become a good worker through a lot of things except for your grades in law school. Of course, it just continues on to my last point that your grades aren't the only thing that determines how good of a lawyer that you'll be. Because, again, being a lawyer, working as a lawyer, it doesn't come 100% from your grades. When you start a new job, you're gonna go through orientation, you're gonna go through training, you're gonna go through some guidance. Doesn't matter if you have 3 years experience or you have 0 experience, you are still going to get trained into the role. And how you execute that role, how well you do in that role over time, it comes from you practicing those skills, doing the same thing over and over again until you master it. It doesn't come from your grades.